You're not a bad person. In fact, you've probably spent most of your life trying to be good. You forgive. You stay calm. You keep the peace. You smile when you're hurt. You say it's fine when it isn't. And people love you for that. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The world doesn't reward kindness. It tests it. And if you're honest, there's a version of you you've felt before. A version that scares you. The version that's tired. The version that's done. The version that looks at the people you love and thinks, if I stop being nice, will you still care? This is where resentment is born. Resentment is not loud at first. It doesn't kick down doors. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It builds quietly, like rust on metal. One ignored boundary. One unappreciated sacrifice. One more time you put yourself last. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. Because you tell yourself you're being mature. You tell yourself you're being strong. You tell yourself you're being the bigger person. But resentment doesn't disappear. It ferments. Nietzsche had a word for this. He called it ressentiment, a poison created when someone feels powerless, but pretends they're fine. They don't express anger directly. They don't confront. They don't fight back. Instead, the anger turns inward. And then it transforms into something darker. Passive aggression, coldness, silent punishment, secret hatred, a hunger to see others suffer the way you suffered. And this is how kind people become dangerous. Not because they are evil, but because they are exhausted. Because they've been swallowing pain for too long. And eventually, the soul demands repayment. You've seen it happen. The nicest person in the room suddenly snaps. The quiet friend explodes. The loyal partner becomes cruel. The sweet child becomes bitter. And everyone says, "Where did that come from?" But it didn't come from nowhere. It came from years of emotional debt. From love given without limits. From respect not returned. From being used while trying to be understanding. Psychology calls this suppressed anger. And suppressed anger doesn't die. It waits. It waits until one small moment becomes the final straw. And then the explosion happens. But here's the twist. The explosion isn't the real danger. The real danger is what happens after. Because once resentment reaches a certain level, you stop wanting peace. You start wanting revenge. Not always with violence. Sometimes with coldness, distance, sabotage, withholding love, destroying trust. And you tell yourself, they deserve it. But the truth is, you're not punishing them. You're punishing the version of yourself that stayed silent. You're punishing your own weakness. And that's why it feels so personal. So what do? You stop worshiping the idea of being nice. Because being nice is not the same as being good. Nice is fear. Nice is people-pleasing. Nice is survival. Goodness is honesty. Goodness is boundaries. Goodness is saying, this hurts. This is not okay. I will not abandon myself to keep you comfortable. Because the moment you betray yourself long enough, you will eventually become someone you don't recognize. And the world will call it sudden. But you will know the truth. It was slow. It was silent. It was every time you chose peace over self-respect. So if you feel resentment growing inside you, don't wait until you become a monster. Speak now. Set the boundary now. Tell the truth now. Because resentment is proof of one thing. You have been living a life that costs too much. And sooner or later, the soul collects what it's owed. If this hit you in a place you didn't expect, like the video, subscribe, and stay with this channel. Because we're going deeper into the truths most people avoid.